I'm finna roll up as soon as we get in the car. That shit was dope. It was better than I expected it to be.
Yes. We vibing. Y'all know what's happening. Miss Shay J in the building. It's the superstar status for me, baby. Yes, ma'am. It's the superstar status for me.
Yes,
honey.
Who you know? I'll wait. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I'll wait. Still waiting. Oh, okay.
D-Money and the Shay J in the building. Y'all better stop playing with us.
From the 205.
Yes, sir.
From the 205.
Send me a check or be gone, nigga.
Be like 80s vibe. That Beyonce Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Members led to shots fired. A possible suspect and witnesses are being questioned right now.
Eladia Monique Simmons, a proud native of Birmingham, Alabama, was a woman whose dreams soared far beyond her circumstances. At just 27 years old, she was pursuing a future in medicine while raising 3 young boys, an extraordinary balancing act that spoke volumes about her strength, ambition, and love for her family. Affectionately known by her friends and loved ones as Lady D or D-Money, she was the kind of woman who left a lasting impression wherever she went. Her energy was magnetic, her spirit infectious, and her determination unwavering.
Your hardest, they hate me so bad. These niggas be mad, I be in my bed. These mad, counting this cash. These niggas be mad, they going outside, huh? Nigga going outside, bruh. You trying your hardest to hit me so bad. These niggas be mad, I be in my bed. These I'm counting this cash. These niggas be mad, they going outside, huh? Nigga going outside, bruh. You made your move and did what you do. When you playing with me, better know how to choose. I've been through so much, came a long way. I can't let you get in the way. Down at the bottom, trying to make way. Can see a way out, but God made a way. You seeking clout, I'm out the way. Minding my business, stacking this cake. Come around playing mind games. Why you wanna do that, nigga? Then tell me I'm in your way. When you the one double back, nigga. Why you talking loud? Bubble pack, nigga. Lego gang, how we stack figures. I get to the cake like a fat nigga. Your and that's facts, nigga. Why you trying your hardest to hate me so bad? These niggas be...
A graduate of Center Point High School, she was on a pre-med track studying biology with the goal of eventually entering medical school. Her desire to become a doctor wasn't just for herself. It was rooted in her vision of creating a better life for her children and setting an example of perseverance and purpose. Outside the classroom, she had a creative side that shined just as brightly. Passionate about beauty and self-expression, she often did hair and makeup, sharing her completed looks on social media. It was more than a hobby. It was an extension of who she was, bold, stylish, and confident. Through her posts, she inspired others, especially young mothers, by showing that chasing your dreams and embracing your identity could go hand in hand. She was also known for her compassion, regularly posting helpful resources for other single mothers, offering advice and access to support services. She often expressed gratitude that she no longer had to struggle the way she once did, and used her platform to uplift women in similar situations. Her goal was simple but powerful: to ensure her children never went without, and to help others find hope in their own journeys. With a strong circle of supportive friends and a future that looked promising, she was eagerly anticipating the next chapter of her life: graduation, career success, and stability for her boys. But tragically, life took a sudden and devastating turn. An unexpected chain of events would soon unfold, changing everything and sending shockwaves through her world and the lives of those who loved her. Shortly after 1 a.m. on September 16th, 2021, deputies with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a residence in the 500 block of Osceola Circle, located in the Fairfield neighborhood, following reports of a shooting. When they arrived, they encountered a chaotic and emotional scene. Inside the home, an adult female was found unresponsive, the apparent victim of a violent act that had unfolded in the early morning hours.
Following breaking news out of Fairfield this morning, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says a woman is dead after a shooting on Osceola Circle that happened this morning about 1.
The victim was identified as 27-year-old Eladia Monique Simmons, who was rushed to a local hospital where she would sadly succumb to a gunshot wound. She was shot and killed by her cousin's husband, whom we will call David, in what he claimed was an act of self-defense. But this wasn't a story with clear villains or heroes. It was a deeply tragic situation, rooted in family conflict, unresolved tension, and the deadly intersection of fear and firearms. The shooting took place in the early morning hours at the home of David and his wife, who was Ladia Monique's cousin. In the days leading up to the tragedy, the household had become a pressure cooker of unresolved tension. Arguments between David and his wife over suspected infidelity had grown increasingly heated. Emotions ran high, and the atmosphere inside the home was charged with suspicion, resentment, and unease. That night, after yet another argument, David reportedly went to bed. But sometime after 1 a.m, he awoke to find Ladia Monique inside the home, cradling a baby in one arm and, according to his version of events, holding a firearm in the other. What happened next escalated rapidly. David, who stated that Ladia Monique was no longer welcome in the home due to prior conflicts, claimed he felt immediately threatened by her presence and behavior. Exactly how the confrontation unfolded remains disputed. What is known is that an argument broke out. David claimed that Ladia Monique bumped into him repeatedly and at one point threatened him by saying, "I'll shoot you." He also alleged that she was on the phone, possibly summoning someone to the house, further escalating his sense of fear. In response, David said he reached for a gun stored in his wife's nightstand. Despite being a convicted felon prohibited from possessing a firearm, he would later argue that he grabbed the weapon in a moment of panic, acting solely out of fear for his life. Moments later, a single shot was fired. Ladia Monique was struck and critically wounded. Emergency services were called, and she was rushed to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead at just after 2 a.m. David, who had left the scene before deputies arrived, called 911 himself and waited at a nearby convenience store where he peacefully surrendered to police. In the wake of the incident, the community was shaken. Ladia Monique was remembered not only for her vibrant personality, but for her strength and ambition. Her sudden and violent death left a void that could never be filled. Her story sparked widespread grief and outrage, especially as the man who pulled the trigger walked free in the immediate aftermath. 5 months later, in February 2022, a Jefferson County grand jury indicted David on murder charges. However, his defense quickly shifted focus to Alabama's Stand Your Ground law, asserting that David had acted in self-defense. His legal team argued that even though he was legally barred from having a gun, he still had a right to protect himself in his own home from what he believed was an imminent threat. The prosecution, meanwhile, emphasized that the law clearly prohibited David from possessing a gun under any circumstances and warned of the precedent that would be set if he were granted immunity. Ultimately, in March 2024, Circuit Judge David Carpenter ruled in David's favor. The charges were dismissed. The judge acknowledged that while David was indeed a felon, the evidence showed he had acted in response to what appeared to be an imminent danger. His possession of the firearm, the court concluded, was temporary and solely for self-defense. And just like that, the case was closed. For David, life continued. He returned to his routines, free under the protection of a law designed to protect homeowners in moments of crisis. But for Ladia Monique's children, the outcome was something far more permanent. They will grow up without their mother. They will wrestle with questions about justice and fairness that no child should ever have to face. The tragedy of Ladia Monique's death extends beyond one courtroom ruling. It exposes deep fractures in how our legal system defines protection, how it applies the law, and how families can become casualties of unresolved trauma and accessible weapons. It is a story not just of one life lost, but of a community forced to confront painful truths. 27-year-old Ladia Monique Simmons was laid to rest in Birmingham, Alabama, surrounded by heartbroken family and friends who came together to honor her memory. Her passing left behind not only unanswered legal questions, but also a lasting void in the lives of those who loved her. This tragic story is a sobering reminder of how quickly unresolved family tensions and access to firearms can turn deadly. It highlights the complexities of self-defense laws, especially when legal protections clash with prohibited conduct, and raises difficult questions about justice, accountability, and who those laws ultimately serve. A devoted mother of 3, a pre-med student and an aspiring role model, was striving for a better future when her life was cut short. Though he admitted to firing the fatal shot, he walked free under Alabama's Stand Your Ground law, leaving behind grieving children and a community still struggling to make sense of it all. May her story be a call for deeper conversations around domestic conflict, gun access, and the true meaning of justice.